All right, I'm sitting over here laughing my ass off because we just got some footage of the leader of the Proud Boys trying to hold a press conference in DC today. And as it says on screen, it does not go well. I'll show you some footage in 1 second, but this dude's name is Enrique Tarrio. He was named the national chairman of the Proud Boys, which is a far-right militia group, years and years back, even before January 6th. Now, this dude got arrested a few days before January 6th, so he wasn't there to lead the crew into the Capitol, but he still led the crew into the Capitol as the national chairman of the Proud Boys. You know what? Right-wingers have tried so hard to rewrite history about this absolute scumbag that I want to use this as an opportunity to roll up my sleeves and dig a little bit into his indictment. Don't worry, it won't be boring legal stuff. I want to walk you through exactly what this dude did. So to boost this video in the algorithm, drop a like. Make sure that you're subscribed below with post notifications on to never miss a live stream or a video. And let's just read this. Enrique Tarrio is a 38-year-old resident of Miami, Florida. This was written a few years back, so he's like 42 now. On January 6th of 2021, Tario was the national chairman of the Proud Boys. From at least in or around November 2020, Tario used his platform as the leader of the Proud Boys to publicly post statements in response to the projected results of the 2020 election. On November 6th, he said, "The media constantly accuses us of wanting to start a civil war. Careful what the fuck you ask for. We don't want to start one, but we'll sure as fuck finish one." On November 12th, he said, quote, "Fuck unity. No quarter. Raise the black flag." He then said 4 days later, "If Biden steals this election, the Proud Boys will be political prisoners. We won't go quietly, I promise," which is him saying right there, they're going to break the law. On November 25th, Tario reposted a media post by Joe Biden. Joe Biden said, "We need to remember, we're at war with a virus, not with each other." Tario posted it and said, "No, you need to remember the American people are at war with you." Enrique Tarrio and the other members of the Proud Boys attended an election-related rally, sometimes referred to as the Millions MAGA March, on December 12th. Enrique Tarrio then intentionally organized the January 6th in a top-down way with his Proud Boy gang. We can read through this. On December 19th, plans were announced for Stop the Steal on January 6th. Beginning in late December, Tario and a handful of other members created a new chapter that would consist of members across the country for this national rally planning. This new small group was ready to go, but on January 4th, Enrique Tarrio was arrested in DC and charged with destruction of property. Therefore, he couldn't be at January 6th. We can talk more about the indictment later, but I am so incredibly sick of MAGA trying to rewrite history in the most despicable way possible. This man is a traitor. This man tried to overthrow election results because Trump lied to him, and he decided to lead a crew. He wasn't there, but he led his crew into the Capitol by creating a new chapter and making sure everybody was there after Trump had lost 60 court cases, after everybody around Trump had said the election's not stolen. Mike Pence said that. Bill Barr said that. I hate that we're relitigating the election fraud, but it's so incredibly important. Let's watch this first video of Patricia Aguino following around the Proud Boys leader. Then we'll watch his quote-unquote speech.
Traitors! 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 Insurrectionist bastards! Hebrew elves! And a woman who needs to dye her hair! Your roots are showing, Suzanne! Traitors! Traitors! Traidores!
You know, I'm usually someone that says use your words and try to debate. I like to do that, but in this case, F this guy. Scream in his face. Watch this one.
Enrique Tarrio, the Proud Boys leader who was convicted of seditious conspiracy against the United States for his role in January 6th, who Donald Trump then pardoned, tried to hold a press conference today to announce a lawsuit against the Department of Justice, and let's just say it did not go well.
Did the Department of Justice try to get you framed
on January 6th! Traitor!
Did the Department of Justice try to get you to frame President Trump?
Yes, hold on. This is our enemy. These are the people. These are the people who want to hurt you. These are the people who want to destroy you. These are the people who want to take away your freedom of speech. You have nothing better to do than to shout at a plaintiff in a court. So, okay, so that's
What in the absolute, like, fake lawyer? Who is this guy? Who is this lawyer guy over here? Number one. Number two, they're still using inflammatory rhetoric. This lawyer guy points back and says, these are the enemy. These people are the enemy. I would like to correct the record on that. They're not the enemy. The people exercising their First Amendment right are not the enemy. The enemy is the person who was arrested in Washington, D.C. for destruction of property and possession of 2 large capacity magazines. The real enemy is the person who left the District of Columbia and through his phone decided to organize an insurrection. And if you don't think it's an insurrection, think twice. They walked inside of the Capitol at the exact date, on the exact time that Joe Biden was supposed to be certified, or that Mike Pence was supposed to certify the win, and Joe Biden would then be inaugurated a few weeks later. But either way, they walked in, they disrupted that peaceful transfer of power. They didn't just try to disrupt it, they successfully disrupted it for 12 plus hours for the first time in American history, yet they just want us to forget that. We won't forget, and we won't forget who helped organize it.
So, okay, so...
This guy organized the Capitol attack on January 6th!
You need my number.
Traitor! Traitor!
I love her. I'll drop the megaphone lady in the description below. Go check her out. Make sure you drop a like for her. But either way, to continue with this, the purpose of the conspiracy was to stop, delay, and hinder the certification of the Electoral College vote. The certification of the Electoral College vote comes from the Electoral College Act, and it is one of the core tenets of our country. It is like one of the fundamentals of how democracy in our country works. Enrique Tarrio, Biggs, remember Biggs, Pizzola, Donahue, other people with others whose identities are known and unknown to the grand jury, carried out a conspiracy through the following means. These are the enemies. A, encouraging members of the Proud Boys and others to attend the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th. 2, using websites, social media, and other electronic communications to raise funds to support travel and equipment purchases for the trip. That's conspiracy. Obtaining paramilitary gear and supplies, including concealed tactical vests, protective equipment, and radio equipment for J6. D, dressing incognito on J6 rather than wearing Proud Boys colors, then traveling to DC prior to the attack, engaging in multiple meetings and encrypted communications in the days leading up to J6, using programmable radios, and then when it comes to the day, destroying property, storming past barricades, assaulting law enforcement officers, and it continues. These people are the real enemies of the country. These people are the threats that we should be looking out for. I never ever want to have Enrique Tarrio. I never ever want to hear any January 6er victimizing themselves, unless it's Pam, the sweetheart who has actually converted back and said, I really don't want a pardon from Trump. I don't want any of that stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you appreciate the work that we do on this channel, if you appreciate the network, Mockler Media. Do you guys like that name, Mockler Media? It has a ring to it. But the network that we are slowly building because of you guys is amazing. I say slowly, but we are blowing up because of you guys, so thank you. But when I say slowly, it means I'm adding contributors in a slow, steady-handed way so we can build a bigger, faster network that can punch back at MAGA metaphorically. If you want to join, subscribe, drop a like. Love you all. Peace out.